right, people, we're back again today. We're going to talk about what is known as the Fertile Crescent. We know this area as a few different names. The Fertile Crescent is one. The other name we might know this as, or we should know this as, is the Cradle of Civilization. This is because this is where the first major cities are going to be. All the cities are going to start in this area. This is going to cover 2 different continents, a little bit of a third, but really it's going to start Africa, including Egypt, and it's going to go all the way over to Asia. Please remember, all people start in Africa and they move their way over to Asia. The 3 rivers that we've got, we have the Nile River, we have the Tigris River, and yes, I know this R looks weird, so we'll fix it, and we've got the Euphrates River. Ooh, there we go. Please also remember that these 2 rivers, the Tigris and the Euphrates, always go together when we are talking about them in our class. Because when we get there, and we will get there, maybe not in this video, we're going to talk about Mesopotamia. It's going to include 5 different civilizations, people. 5 different civilizations. These are major civilizations that you have to know. On the African continent, we've got the Egyptians. We've got the Phoenicians, the Hebrews, and I know that the Hebrews are also a religion, but we count them as a civilization because they have a specific home, and they have that specific home just south of the Phoenicians. We have, in Mesopotamia, we've got the Sumerians, and we have the Babylonians. These all have their own characteristics. We have to know these characteristics. So if we go back to the Egyptians have their own writing, just like everybody else. They have their own religion, all but the Hebrews. The Hebrews are special. Hebrews are the only ones that are monotheistic. All but the Hebrews are going to be polytheistic. Meaning many gods. They're going to have their own hieroglyphics. They tell their stories of their polytheistic gods with their hieroglyphics. And the one thing I told you guys to remember, anytime you see an eagle, a bird, that is going to represent those hieroglyphics. And they're going to be represented by the Nile River and the pyramids. Pyramids were not made by the aliens. I know you want to believe that they were, but they weren't. Remember that this river flows upwards. It flows backwards. So we've got the upper, you can't see that, sorry about that. Upper down here, and we've got lower. So the Egyptians are going to have a fight. Who are they going to fight? They're going to fight the Nubians. Now this is important because the Nubians are going to win a couple of fights. They're going to take over this upper area of the Nile River. They're not going to always win. The Nubians are going to take over a few of those pieces. We see these pieces in some modern history, modern Hollywood stuff. Think of some of the movies you think that you may have watched. You may not have liked them, but you may have heard of them. The Nubians don't always win, but we do know about them because of these hieroglyphics. And we can read these hieroglyphics because of something that archaeologist is a type of scientist that finds and studies past cultures, have found the Rosetta Stone. The Rosetta Stone gave us 4 different languages. Please remember that. Bye.